What's up? Just waiting on some people to come in and all that good stuff. What are you guys up to? Not a whole lot, Demon. What are you up to, dude? What are you guys getting into tonight? Anything good? What's up, Chuckles? Not a lot. Not a lot. Just hanging out, chilling. Oh, yeah? What you got left to do on the car, Demon? Ah, yeah. Not a lot. Probably going to get together with some good friends of mine and have a little Mustang meet of our own tomorrow and do a cookout or something like that if it doesn't rain. No, thank you, man. That's a big milestone. I know it's not a lot of not very big for a lot of people, but it's been a long road. Trust me, it's been over a year to get to 1K. So really couldn't have done it without the help last night. That's for sure. You know, Mustang Week was supposed to be my my way to actually go and kind of get the word out. You know, I made business cards, T-shirts, and all that good stuff, and didn't get to do any of it. Thanks, Nitrous. Not a lot, Scar. Is the audio okay? I don't have anything playing back because I don't want anything like, you know, feedback or anything like that from my microphone or headset. Not headset, but speakers. Cool. Yeah, I just picked up this webcam, so I haven't tried. This is my first time doing a live stream, so I haven't done it on my cell phone yet, which I probably should, but sweet. Appreciate it. Yeah, you know, my brother, he owns a speed shop that he actually did. He does, you know, metal fabrication and aluminum fabrication and builds roll cages, exhausts, and all that good stuff. So he now that I've got the back seat, the GT 350R back seat delete in, I'm probably going to get him to build a roll bar for it. So Derek Barron actually did my intro. Yep, he did a really good job doing all that for me. Thanks, Salty. Appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without any of you guys. Trust me. Sorry, I'm trying to like watch the chat, and yeah, the camera is like right there, so I've got two screens. It's kind of confusing. This is my first time doing this, so. No, I haven't yet. I'd like to at some point, but I don't want to do it without putting a tire on the car because I mean it's you know, and honestly the GT350s they kind of they're not. It's not that they suck at the drag strip, but you know all the horsepower and all the torque is above 4,000 RPM. So anything below that's gonna be hard getting that car out of the hole. What's up, Joel? Actually, I was supposed to this past year at Hyperfest. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a huge event at VIR. I was supposed to track it that weekend, and it fell through because I was too busy running the car show, and you know things didn't line up. So, but I would like to. No, my the GT350 is a stick shift. They all the GT350s are 6 speeds. I'm having a good night, Joel. So far, had some Chipotle a little bit ago, so I'm a little full and bloated right now. Oh yeah, the shirts were just for me. I haven't set up anything for anyone else to purchase yet, so I've actually I literally just got several shirts for myself. I didn't go all out on a bunch of shirts for everybody else, but I did get Fartmaster. um, I did get business cards done, and actually I've got some right here that I was planning on kind of handing out, you know, at the subscribers meet and stuff like that. Because you know my biggest issue has been when I tell people to, you know, my YouTube channel is Sinister Productions. They always put the Sinister instead of just the R. So I figured I would get, you know, business cards made and just say here, that's how you spell it. Makes it a little bit easier on them. So I'm not used to the lag. There's a little bit of lag differences here. So I'm watching it on my channel, which is like as I'm doing it, and then I'm watching it on a different channel, which is like it really lagged. So yeah, please thumbs up. Appreciate it, guys. Still trying to get more subscribers, and you know it's never stopped. You know you can't stop hustling and making videos and doing that stuff. Thanks, Chuckles. Appreciate it, man. So what are you guys getting into tonight? Anything good besides cleaning up the car? Oh yeah, the 2018. Well, when I originally started my channel, I had my 2016 GT, which was also black, and I had the full RTR, you know, get up on it, the wheels, the grill, all that stuff. And I ended up trading that in for the 2018 GT, is the one I had all the issues with. But you know, I see it like this. Yes, I had the problems and I had all those issues with that car, but I wouldn't be where I am now, and I wouldn't have the Shelby if it wasn't for that. So it was a blessing in disguise, really. Yeah, it does suck about Mustang Week, man. A lot of those guys, I mean, yeah, luckily, you know, Derek Barron Productions and JD Joyride and those guys are really trying to make something out of it, which is great. I'm really glad. I'm really glad it's turning out really good. You know, and a lot of the other guys are doing stuff too, and you know, really, you know, making the best out of a really crappy week. Where's Foxtoberfest at? Oh, are you serious tonight? You're talking about Skippy, right, Joel? Appreciate it, Randy. I have to look into it and find out when it is. I've basically burned up all my PTO time this year, so I have to see. What did what did his car run, Joel? Like a 15? Hopefully, it did a lot better. Hopefully, I'm hoping he did good with it. But with the wheel hop, I just hope he doesn't. I hope he's careful with it and doesn't break anything. Yeah, so I'm really stoked about this. Oh yeah, the Steeda stop to hop absolutely works great. I know a friend of mine had a bunch of Steeda stuff and BMR stuff on his 2018 GT right before he also did a buyback. He went through a buyback also for his 18 Mustang, just like I did. And 8th Mile, I gotcha. And he had all that stuff on his car, which worked really good for it. Yeah, I don't ever do 8th Mile stuff. I do 1/4 mile stuff. So I mean, I don't know what the times are, what's fast in an 8th, what's what the mile an hour is supposed to be in an 8th. I've never really paid attention to that stuff. Thanks, Mustang guy. Appreciate it, man. I got to get my watch time up now. I mean, once I do that, I'll be good to go. It's funny. I had for the last 6 months, my watch time was like way up there. And now that I didn't have the subs, so I couldn't do monetization. So now that I have the subs, my watch time's down. So I'm like, yeah. There was a video in the chat. Uh-oh. I did not see that. Oh, God. He went against. Who's he racing against? Ooh. Yeah, go on. Yeah, he got. Hope he got gap insurance. Oh, really? Oh, Maxwell, I got you. Is that car stock? Do you know? I need to move this camera to see if I can get it. Is that any? No, that's kind of. There we go. That's a little bit better. I can actually look up at the camera now. Yeah, I mean they do. We have what's called a list race here in Richmond, Virginia, and they do 8th Mile. And they do like Instagreen 8th Mile, but then there's a street list that does 1/4 mile still. So. Yeah, that's all I've ever done. I've only ever done 1/4 mile racing. I've never ever done 8th Mile. I don't know. Yeah, that was a great chat last night. By the way, man, we were with the other 3 last night, and they were like, or 717 and what you call it. It was really 3 o'clock in the morning. We still had like 20, 21 people online in the chat or whatever. It's pretty good. Oh, really, Mustang? So after Mustang Week, what do you guys got planned? Any other shows or meets, anything going on? Yeah. I don't know, man. If you go back to several older videos, there was one on where I took my 2018 Mustang GT to the drag strip. And man, it was a stick shift, and it was my first time driving a twin disc car, Mustang with a twin disc clutch in it at the drag strip, and I could not get that car to do anything. I think the best I got out of it was like a 12.8 or 12.9. What's up, Xander? Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I think the only other car show I have, actually, I think there's two. I know there is the Central Virginia Mustang Club is doing one 2 weeks from now, actually, and then the one after that, I think, is Speed Trend Society, which I'm going to go to that, and my brother is going to set up a tent for his speed shop, and we're going to set that up, and I'll have the car there for that event. So. Fox bodies are great. I've had three of them. This is my 9th Mustang, and I've had Fox bodies. I had 2 SN95s, and I've had 3 S550s. First one was a 16 GT, then I had the 18 GT, and now the GT350. By far, thanks Mustang Mike, appreciate it, dude. By far, the GT350 is obviously my favorite. The car's never going anywhere if I can ever help it. There will be probably another project coming. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I'd like to get a Fox body. I had a 94 Cobra that actually my brother has now. I wouldn't mind getting another SN95 like that again at some point, possibly. Or I was actually, because I've liked Japanese cars as well. I'm not biased. I'm not only Mustangs. So, I love all cars. I'm a car enthusiast. Mustangs is just more my personality. But now that the GTRs are in the States and everything like that, I've always wanted one. I guess that's the Ricer kid in me coming out, but I've always wanted like an R32 GTR. So that might be in the works at some point after the Shelby's all done. Yeah, I want something older. I think, something that I can kind of work on constantly and actually get confident. Can't talk, I'm getting cotton mouth, but something that I can work on and get content. When I have an actual project, not just a car that I drive. The Shelby's a nice car. There's nothing really to build on it except for just to modify a few things here and there, which, to be quite honest, I don't want to modify a whole lot on the car, just because it's a Shelby. And call me crazy, but I don't want to take but so much away from that. So the car is damn near perfect as it is, in my opinion. So I want to get a project car that at some point that I can turn into a race car, or just build a car and just really come out with a lot of good content doing that. 13 Fox bodies. Good Lord. My very first Mustang was an 86 4-cylinder Mustang Coupe, 1-barrel carburetor with an automatic. I thought it was cool because it was a Mustang, and it had the it was white and it had the 91 the pony wheels on it, and I loved that car. It was slow as death, but I absolutely loved it. I ended up doing some stuff to it later on. I put a Thunderbird Turbo Coupe engine in it, poured and polished the head, and did all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, the light is actually right above me, so it's kind of like right there. If I turn the light out, it would look kind of weird in here because the walls are black. It gets even worse as I sit back. Maybe I need to do like a shade or something, like an umbrella for my lighting. Oh, nice. Disco light. My ultimate dream build on a Fox body is to get like a 93 coupe and put a Voodoo motor out of a GT350 in it, 6-speed, do an independent rear suspension in the car, and then put a Vortec supercharger on it. And that would be like, I mean, badass right there, but lots of money for on a Fox body. Yeah, it's true. Joel, have you decided whether you guys are going to go into the Central Virginia Mustang Club, that car show, or not? I've already registered it like 2 weeks ago. That one right there, that is actually the window sticker to my Shelby GT350. And that's kind of hard to see because of the, like, again, the light is horrible shining down here, but yeah, that's right. Well, luckily, there's I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, the Parts Farm. They have they get a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive to register for that car show, but I think it's like $30 or something like that. But we always have fun when we do it, so it was worth it to me. Oh, thank you. I actually built that. I don't know if you can see the actual. I put the Shelby snake on it. Thanks to Tate's decals, he got me a bunch of he made me the logo stuff for my car, and he gave me a couple extra of the snakes. So I put one on the computer tower. Matches the car, you know, white. You got the blue on there, so. Oh, nice. I like Grand Nationals. They're nice cars. They really are. Not too big on the IROCs though. I mean, I used to be when I was like 18, 19 years old. I used to love the old Camaros, like the early 90s Camaros. What's up, Reeve? I used to want one really bad, but then, like I said, my whole family's basically been into Mustangs, so. Yeah, Grand Nationals are really cool. I mean, to be honest, I probably wouldn't own one, but I do appreciate them greatly because, I mean, they're a nice car. I had a 76 Corvette Stingray for about 3 months before I ended up turning it around and selling it. It was bright red, T-tops, side pipes. Can't remember what size motor I had in it now. think I had a 350 in it, but it was stroked over. But anyway, I do really appreciate all of you guys subscribing, following the channel, all the support you guys are giving me. Again, I wouldn't be able to do this without you. You know, it's this hitting that 1K has really got me psyched up. I was talking to my wife earlier today, and you know, I was like, you know, it's really giving me the drive to actually put in put in more effort to try to do 1 to 2 videos a week. Before, I was averaging about 1 every 2 weeks, and I know that's not enough. You know, so I'm going to definitely try to stick to 1 a week. Try to pop out 2. It's just really hard to come out with content when, you know, the Shelby. I can't just do but so much, you know, content on the GT350 just because there's not a whole lot to do on it. So I might incorporate some other stuff here and there. You know, this is an automotive page. So I'm going to try to definitely stick to doing just that. I don't want it to become, you know, I do games and stuff like that, but I don't want it to become, you know, more about the games than it is the automotive and anything vice versa. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and try to, you know, expand on, you know, other people's cars and stuff like that too. So. Did you really? Dude, I like the Corvette. So the way I ended up getting that Corvette, I had a 93 Mustang GT, automatic, 5-liter car. And I put it up for sale for like $4,000, you know, no big deal. And so I got this guy that messaged me. It was like, hey, would you trade this thing for a Corvette? And I kind of talked to him. I was like, my first thought in my head was, all right, what kind of condition is this Corvette in? Is it a piece of crap or what? You know, who would trade a Corvette for a Mustang if it wasn't in good condition? So I went and looked at the car, and I looked at it, and it was like in really good shape. It ran and drove. It was a beautiful car, and so I was like, why are you trying to trade a Corvette for a $4,000 Mustang? And he was basically told me, you know, it was his dad's car. His dad was a truck driver, so he didn't actually ever get a chance to drive it. They built the car and it sat in his garage, and his son wanted the guy that I was talking to, which was the son. You know, he told his dad, he's like, look, I want to get a car. And he basically told his son to, if you can find somebody to trade you a Mustang for this car, go for it. If you find one you like. So luckily, I ended up trading that car for the Corvette. I think I spent about $1,000 in it. I redid the interior, and then I turned around and resold it for $14,500 within 3 months. So I really made out on that car. Yeah. Yeah, you have to mix it up. You can't stick to the same thing over and over again. You know, you just can't do it. It's not gonna be good. And you know, I noticed a trend. You know, um, I used to do like videos on like Cars and Coffee and car shows and car meets and things like that, and they really didn't get a whole lot of interest. So I kind of caught on to that. I stopped doing so much of that. Um, you know, so like we do a dyno day or something more interesting than just a bunch of cars parked in a parking lot, then I'm all for it. You know, I'll definitely do a vlog on that. But yeah, car shows didn't really give me a whole lot. So what do you guys think about the new C8? I know I got a bunch of Mustang people in here, but you know, at heart, I think we're all car enthusiasts. So I'm, you know, kind of curious to see what you guys think about it. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat the price point, to be honest. I mean, we'll have to see. I have a feeling when the Z06 comes out, it's gonna really it's gonna be a really badass car. And to be honest, I kind of wish. Oh yeah, you're getting one, Joel. Oh my God. God, if the Z06 is a monster, I can't imagine if they come out with a ZR1 in that body style. Good Lord. Yeah, they need to kind of go with the times, I guess. I want to get okay. So I was looking at the GT 500s. I like them, but I can't get over the fact, and I'm sure they're plenty fast. God, I know that, especially with that transmission in it and a blower. But I love driving a stick shift car. And that was the battle I was having with my 2018 GT is like, what do I want to use this car for? Do I want to use it for drag racing, or do I want to use it for a fun street car that I'm going to drive it every day and really have a lot of fun with actually physically driving the car and not caring really if it's going to be faster or slower than automatic. Granted, the night that I took it to the drag strip, I was like, this car is a piece of crap. Stick shift and yada, yada, yada. I can't get it to do what I wanted it to do. Couldn't get the car to launch. Couldn't get it to do anything. I regretted it that night having a stick shift, but then I drive the car, 2 or 3 times a week, and I like driving the car, not, actually having to, hit, car do it for me. You know what I mean? So. Oh, really? Pam hacked? You're going to get a Jeep? Man, you better get extended warranties on that thing. All the transmission problems they have and valve cover gasket leaks and all that crap. What kind of Wrangler? What series? Oh yeah, I mean, if you plan on doing a drag car, then absolutely get automatic. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. Well, she's already got a sports car. She's got a Mustang like him. If you guys don't know, this is go check him out. Into My GT. He's got a pretty good channel over there. He's got a California Special S197 that's pretty badass. His wife actually has a S197 also. So what do y'all plan on getting it as like a daily? I'm gonna be dead honest, okay? So my wife, we have, we had 3 cars. We went down to 2. I had the Shelby, and my wife's got her car. She works from home or whatever. And so we literally, I had to drive the Shelby for like 3 days or 4 days straight. I was so done and over driving that car from getting in. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm like 235 pounds or 230 pounds. And the Recaros, you have to kind of push yourself in and out of the Recaros flat out on that car. So getting in and out of the car for one, pain in the ass. Once you're in there, it's great. All right. Stick shift in traffic on 288, which is the interstate near me, sucks. Flat out. I could not wait to get back into my wife's car, which is an automatic SUV, and just be able to drive something that's I could just kind of slide into and just go and not have to worry about shifting, not have to worry about any of that stuff. Xander, you still in here, bud? I was trying to figure out how your car's coming along. I didn't get to watch your last video yet. Been trying to keep track of it all, you know. I guess he's not in here right now. Are any of you guys going to the at the track tonight in Charlotte? I've actually wanted to go out to the Mustang Owners Museum for a while now. But I really don't feel like driving 4.5, almost 5 hours to get there, to be honest. Not by myself, at least. I mean, if I had other people going from this area in like a convoy or something like that, it would be fine. But I don't want to go by myself. I don't like. It's kind of boring driving that long by yourself. Yeah, Canada's quite a bit far away. How's the weather up there? Well, that's true. The sound does. It's amazing. That's all I can say. Just the drive itself is seeing like nothing but straight and then trees, and that's all you got. Oh yeah, the hurricane is actually supposed to hit North Carolina tomorrow. I don't know where, but it's coming up, and I'm in Virginia, so it's coming up here too at some point. Hopefully, by the time it hits us, it'll be like a category 0. Yeah, that's true. Salty. Yeah, definitely true. Yeah. Yeah, so I know this is kind of off topic. I don't know if you guys saw my last video where I did the GT350R backseat delete in the Shelby. So I ordered the 2 bolts that I needed that basically bolt in where the strikers were for the back seats originally, because the bolts that came out of it are not long enough to go through the back seat delete into the holes where they were. So so essentially I had to order these other bolts that come in the R's that are the same bolt except they're longer, and they have like a washer on the back side of it so it doesn't sink through the fiberglass of the backseat delete. And so I had to order those, and they were like, Ford, I think I went to Ford to try to get them, and they wanted like $8 a piece for them. and I think I ordered them from some like wholesale website or whatever like that. They could get them with the part using the part number, and they were like, "Yeah, we got them. You know, we'll send them to you." They're like, you know, $3 a piece. Yada yada yada. Well, I got an email today, and they're like on back order. So I'm like, well, I should have just freaking ordered them from from Ford. But I got push pins in there now. It's not going anywhere, but I would just feel better if it had the proper hardware and they're holding it in. It's not like it's going to come flying out or anything, but dude, meeting him with Service Stang would be badass. Like he would kick my ass, I'm sure, because he's got a lot more seat time on the track than I do. I haven't put any seat time on the Shelby yet. I mean, I've been in other cars, but I have never taken the GT350 out on the track yet, which I really want to do. I think it would just be fun, nonetheless. You know, just to get out there with somebody else that you know has a GT350, and we can just get out there and have fun. You know, I think it would be a blast. I've been trying to get Stang mode, and I want to get Xander 13, and I want to get all these guys together because I mean me and Xander kind of started around the same time, and he's really put in a lot of work to his channel, and he's really flourished. You know, he's really gone up and got a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, a lot of videos, and you know, just doing really well for himself on this stuff. Except for the recent you know, mishap with his car. You know, unfortunately, he had, you know, his car was in an accident. Well, it's been in a couple of accidents now, but yeah, I've been wanting to get with these other guys and doing some collab stuff. You know, not only to for my channel, but just to go do it and have fun doing it. So, oh yeah, he can definitely drive. I was watching the one with him and Xander. That dude can get down on a road course. That's for sure. Do any of you guys run your car on a road course at all? But trust me, drag racing is a lot of fun too. You know, it's pretty bad. I basically built the motor and everything in my 94 Cobra, and now my brother has it. So I raced him a couple years ago when I had my 2016 GT, and we were at the drag strip, and I put my car on a slick, and he had his car on a slick, and he has nitrous and everything on the car, and I beat him, you know, and but he blew out the clutch, so there was a trade-off. So I didn't technically beat him. He ended up beating himself because the clutch blew up. Literally, was smoking all the way down the track. So, but then I ran him in my 18 GT, and as you can see, that car is in the video with me, and that's probably the. Actually, I think if you go back and watch it, I think that car is mostly in the video, or in the video the most that I'm actually getting my ass handed to by. Yeah, he gapped me pretty bad that night, several times. What, you getting off, Joel? You leaving me? Any of you guys on Instagram also? Oh, really? Yeah, they're sweet. I'm gonna go look that up right now. Salty dot Sting. Gotcha. There you go. Dude, I'm 37 years old. I feel old, trust me. Yes. Thanks for bringing that up, Joel. A friend of mine that had the 18 Mustang GT like mine that did a buyback, he bought a 20, I think it's 2019 F250. I think one of my next videos is we're going to be doing a video on, he's going to be doing a lift kit on his F250 with big tires, lift kit, whole 9 yards. So we're going to be definitely bringing that content to this channel, probably within the next video or two. So y'all can keep a lookout for that for sure. Now I don't do like Snapchat or any of that stuff. I mean, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, but that's about it. And of course, YouTube. And I'm kind of late to the YouTube game. You know, it's funny. I was going to do this many years ago, but I'd never really put the effort into it. Well, I probably should have back then. So I need an opinion. So my brother has I believe she is 16 years old, daughter. He just got her a 19, I think it's a 73 or 74 260Z Datsun. She has actually had to, and he, you know, of course, he does metal fabrication. This is the brother that has his own speed shop, does metal fabrication, aluminum, all that stuff, right? Can basically build anything with metal. He has taught her a lot about that stuff. So she is thinking about starting a YouTube channel on essentially restoring this car herself and doing all the work herself. I told her she'd be a shoe-in. For one, she's a girl. Two, she's young, because in getting into the car industry and the car business and stuff like that, with restoring a car herself at that age, totally badassery right there. Sincerely badassery. So hopefully she will start the channel, because that would be pretty cool. Oh, absolutely. And that's what I told my brother. I said, dude, you need to get her on that, because she will, I mean, she's going to get viewers, followers, subscribers. I mean, she's going to blow my channel away easily, probably within a few months of her even doing it. So, dude, that woman, rather, I remember when she was at like 15 subscribers. And this was like a little over a year ago, maybe a year ago, I think. Anyway, I remember when she was just starting off. I think it was right after her first Halloween costume video, where she was working on her car in some Halloween costume. After that, I mean, through the roof. Oh, yeah. I mean, she's a very attractive young lady, and she deals with cars. I mean, absolutely. I mean, she works on her own stuff. She learns. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, granted, I think she's used her feminine wiles a little bit much, but it's gotten her views. It's gotten her subscribers, and I can't hate on that. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I feel like she should, because, you know, when I see Jordan actually cutting and welding on stuff and doing a really good job of it at 17 years old, and fabricating and help building these things and cutting out floor pans and welding in new floor pans on her cars and stuff. That's amazing. He's really teaching her really good. Oh yeah, like I said, I don't fault woman driven at all. Like she's nailed it. I mean, she's definitely got on track with her YouTube channel for sure. Yeah, he gave her a lot, that's for sure. She's on point. I'm not going to deny that, but just the fact that she's coined it. You know, she's using it to her advantage. She's actually not just doing that and sounding and looking totally ridiculous. She's looking like that and really learning and really building these cars and really working on them and really driving them the way they're supposed to be driven and taking it to the track. I mean, yeah. I was like, damn, 2104. I know we haven't been on this live stream that long. Yeah, I can't wait. I really hope she does it. I'd love to watch it. You know what I mean? Because I know what he's capable of, and he's taught her a lot of things he knows. So I know it. You know, and she, you know, he's told me that she's good at doing it. So and it's gonna be a badass car nonetheless. I mean, it's a Datsun 260Z. So I mean, those cars are badass to begin with. So I mean, I've always wanted one. You know, I wanted to. You know, my brother's actually building one. He's got a 240Z that's got a LS6 motor in it. I think LS6. I don't know. It's got an LS motor in it, and it's going to be turboed. Is that the one with the where they went to the more slanted nose, or is that still the older classic look? Can't remember what year they changed it over to the like the flip up headlights and the all that other stuff. And the 280s, I think, had those really big bumpers too. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be awesome. I can imagine a Voodoo motor on one of those things. Good Lord. That's not bad. That's not hateful at all. We still got the 4-speed in it and everything. Yeah, you have to really look out for rust in those things, man. Because I know I like under the battery tray. Because I think those have it just like the old 240s, where there's little panels on either side of the hood that pop open. Just under the battery tray, they like to rust out really bad under there. I got you. Nice. Oh yeah. That's not bad. I wish I was in the position to get another project right now. Would be nice for sure. Trust me. Yes, I do. Good old bring my wallet. Oh yeah, the inline sixes are just, oh my god, they sound so awesome. The older BMWs, yeah, they're nice. I like them. I actually almost bought a 93 not long ago. I think it was a 325 IS, yeah. That we had bought, we had gotten into my dealership. And then the GM decided to sell it out from under me, so I didn't get it. It actually already had coilovers on it, and so I think it has 60,000 original miles on it. It was in good shape. Nice, yeah, do that because I wouldn't mind seeing it. Yeah, I've wanted an E30 for a while, and I got very, very fortunate. There was a guy that came into my work because I'm a service advisor at BMW. There's a guy that came into my work that had a E30 M3 that I actually got to drive. He came in to have it serviced, and that thing was amazing. Granted, they're not fast anymore, but I mean, I know what kind of car it is, and I know how rare they are, and I just appreciated it for that. So, oh wow, that's low miles. How's he even still drive that thing? Does he have a hard time getting in and out of it, or is he just sitting? I'm sure he keeps like a what do you call it, battery tender on it too. I'm sure need to if he ever drives it. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get another project, honestly, but I mean, something like that's not a project, though. I mean, I think whatever I get next is going to be definitely something that I'm going to have to actually work on a lot, and I want to rebuild a motor, put a motor in, whatever it is, and just really take my time on it. I don't need to, to make content. It doesn't have to be the car doesn't have to be running. Just have to, be doing things to the car to make the content. So. It's crazy. I'm looking at my other screen over here. Sorry, I was looking at this screen, and everything is reversed. Like the lettering on my Sinister Productions screen thing, and my shirt is reversed, but then it's correct over here. So that's kind of throwing me off. Like I say, guys, I really appreciate all the support. I really do. I can't even tell you. Like I said, I am super stoked about hitting 1K. It was a huge surprise to me last night that he did that, and it means a lot. It really does. When we stick together like a community and actually make relationships like that, it says a lot. We're all car enthusiasts. It shouldn't be any of the crazy stuff, any of the drama, anything like that. And the fact that we're all creators, we're all want to make content for everybody to watch, and it's nice to someone that has actually got more subscribers and someone that is really doing well for themselves, willing to reach down and help pull another channel up and really help them out. I mean, that's really awesome. Thanks again, Salty. I really appreciate it, man. Absolutely. Thank you for watching and subscribing and keeping up. And go back, make sure you guys go back and watch some of my older videos as well. Kind of, you can see where where I got the GT350. You can see what led up to that point of me getting the Shelby. Like I said, I think if you go back to one of my first or second videos, you can actually see my 2016 GT in there as well. It is 9:33 where I'm at on the East Coast. But anyway, hitting this 1K subscribers has really, really got me wanting to push harder and make more content and get more things out there to you guys. So I can't wait. I mean, I really can't. I need to get with my other friend. And I thought we were supposed to do his truck tomorrow, and actually put the lift kit on and everything like that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I know we're all supposed to get together sometime and enjoy the rest of our Mustang week that we take. Everybody taking off here, and so the ones that are coming back home that live in my area, the group that I was going to go with, whoever's come back home, we're probably all going to get together tomorrow and do a cookout or something. And if he's got all of his parts, then we'll probably do his lift kit, and I'll be vlogging that. So, which more than likely, I'll either put that out this weekend or the beginning of next week. I really want to come up with like a set date and time that I'm going to be coming out with content. It's just been so erratic lately, and I haven't known when I'm going to have content to even put out. So, thanks again, Randy. I really appreciate it, dude. So who else is in here? Speak up. Forever hold your peace. Try to see who all I got in here. I don't know if there's a way for me to see it. Is there? Yeah, it doesn't give me a way to see it. That sucks. So what kind of who all that's left in here? What kind of content are you guys looking forward to? What kind of content are you looking to see or things like that? Anybody? So if Sting Mode and Xander see this or they're in here, I know Xander was in here earlier. If you guys go back and watch this, we still need to get up, guys. We still need to get together and do a vlog, co-op, something. I want to check out y'all's cars. I know Xander, when you get yours back, I know you got a lot of stuff planned for it. I can't wait to see all that content. Definitely want to hit you up and talk to you about possibly doing some co-op stuff. Also, definitely Sting Mode. I know he's been in and around this area sometimes. Definitely want to get together with you as well and get some stuff going. It'll be a lot of fun. I want to see the Mamba in person. I really like the bluish purple wrap you had on it, but the green looks pretty good. All right, I got 4 people in here. Who's in here? $410 in the Shelby? Man, that thing runs out of gear in first like crazy right now. It might be a bit high for it. I do plan on doing some stuff. Probably, I mean, this is a long road, but I do plan on. It's got a 373 in it right now. I do plan on putting a Vortec supercharger on it at some point. Now that's not going to be public knowledge yet. It is obviously if you're in here, but at some point in the near future, it will be having a Vortec supercharger on there. Oh yeah, I ain't afraid of it. It's probably going to get one of those. It doesn't have one of those in it right now, but it will end up getting a carbon drive shaft. Problem is, I've seen a lot of higher horsepower cars with carbon drive shafts. I don't know if you've actually seen American Muscle's channel or anything like that, but I know Stephanie from American Muscle, she ended up shattering her carbon drive shaft when she took it to the track the last time. So that's not very promising. I might just do an aluminum one, old school. So what are you guys up to right now besides watching me? The only thing I've done is the GT350R backseat delete. So I took the back seats out, all the seatbelt components, all that stuff, and I think it ended up losing about 40 pounds total. Not a lot, but hell, if I went on a damn diet, it would help. But yeah, just right now, the only thing I did was the GT350R backseat delete in it. Telling you, if I went on a diet, man, that thing would be fast. I can stand to lose about 50 pounds myself. $40, something like that. So what kind of car do you have, Hank? You have your Mustang? I know. And that's the thing, is like, I knew getting into this, I wasn't going to be able to modify it as much as I normally do to my cars. My 2018 Mustang GT had all the RTR stuff on it. My 16 had all the RTR stuff on it. And I knew getting into a Shelby without hurting the car and making it a complete abomination, because the Shelby is just not a GT. You know, you can modify a GT to make it better, to do a bunch of stuff to it, to make it your own. It's really hard to do that to a GT350 or any kind of Shelby, whether it be a 350 or a 500 or any of that stuff, without ruining the car. I mean, you don't want to take it. You don't want to take any of that stuff away from it, because, yeah, I mean, that's what I've done. I mean, I've done the JLT cold air intake on the car. I've got the SET BDX tuner, which I got tuned through Kevin Adolph, Flim Flam Speed. He put his tune on there for the car, which the car sounds really pissed off now, which is awesome. I've done before I bought the car used. So before I bought the car, whoever owned it before me cut out the stock resonator and put in, it had some muffler shop welded in some like straight pipe, which looked like complete crap. Looked like a rat took a crap all over where the actual welds are. So I got that out. I put the Corsa double helix X pipe in, which made the car not sound necessarily much louder. It flowed a lot better. I could definitely tell that, and it did feel like it picked up just a little bit, but you know, it went from 2.5-inch exhaust all the way through to 3-inch exhaust all the way through. So it's going to pick up some, but and I did the SVE 350R wheels on it, the ZL1 add-ons, the front GT500 splitters. I did those on the car. Little stuff. I mean, LED reverse light. I mean, just stuff like that that just should have come from Ford with that kind of crap on it, but didn't. So, oh yeah, flat plane crank. Dude, I can't even tell you. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. 8,200 RPM. That thing, it sings to you. It really does. Well, I appreciate it, Hank. I really have, dude. Really do. I mean, it's guys like you that help support the channel and you know, watch it and everything like that to keep up, and means a lot. Yeah, the first black GT I had the. In fact, I took a lot. You know, back then, I was struggling with whether I really wanted to do YouTube or not, and I kind of put myself out there on YouTube. Some of my closer associates that I know, or that I don't know anymore. Oh yeah, I definitely want to do that. I kind of got frustrated because they were kind of like, "Oh, dude, why are you doing that? It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Why are you doing a YouTube channel? You look ridiculous doing it. Whatever, yada yada yada." So all the content that I created for my 16 GT, I ended up deleting it like an idiot. And of course, I don't have it anymore, which sucks because you know, I'd love to be able to go back and see that stuff now. So I really, you know, when I picked up with the 18 GT, you know, it just kind of sucked because it was. I even did that with when I first got the GT. Like when I first got the 2018, I had done a vlog on when I picked it up. You know, when I took delivery of it and all that other stuff, and it was just I was still undecided if I wanted to do YouTube at that point or not. So, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, and it is what it is. It does feel weird at first. There's a lot of NVH, a lot of vibration. So you have to, it does feel a little bit different. And the NVH basically comes from the flat plane crank. So. Dude, that car ended up looking really good. Like after I did the grill, the wheels, the chin spoiler, the hood vents, and all that stuff, that car looked badass. I can't lie to you. I love all the RTR stuff. I mean, Vaughn Gittin Jr., I've met him, talked to him several times. He signed both my cars, not the Shelby, of course, but he signed my 18 GT. I had him sign my 2016 GT. You know, when I first saw the 2016 or 2015 at the time, I went to SEMA in 2014, January 2014, when they released the 15, the S550 finally. And I saw the RTR for the first time with the LED grills, with the LED grill, and all the stuff they had done to it. It looked very subtle, but it had a really strong statement. And it was a badass looking car. Ever since I saw that car, I wanted one, and I was determined. Yeah, I was determined to create one. I couldn't afford one at the time. I could afford to buy the GT. I just couldn't afford to buy the RTR. And it did take them a while to come out with with stuff with the RTR products, with the grill, the chin spoiler, and all that stuff. But oh yeah, I mean, I had that car lowered on the RTR lowering springs, and that's all I'd done to that car as far as suspension wise. And then I put the RTR, the 20-inch RTR wheels on it, the Tech 7s, and yeah, it looked badass. I mean, I loved the way that car looks. It's funny because those wheels are still local. Friend of mine that had his white 2018 GT bought them for me when I did the buyback process with my car. And then he went through the buyback process with his car, and he ended up selling them to another friend of mine. So those wheels have actually changed hands and is actually on, Minion 50, Minion.50, his car now, which is into my GT's son's. He's got an S550. Yes, and it was funny because when I was going through the buyback process and I was looking for a Shelby, I considered getting a RTR, but the new RTRs were still more expensive than what I got my Shelby GT350 for. And not only that is, I was potentially getting back into the same issue that I've already been into, which was the barbecue tick, the engine tick, and the piston slap that my car was going through at the time. And the last thing I wanted to do was have to deal with that again. I wanted to be able to get into a car and just enjoy it, you know? So I wanted a blue RTR. That would have been so good looking. The black with the black graphics. Yeah. I actually had an F-150, a 2017 F-150 at the time. And I was pretty disappointed when they came out with a I think it was 2018 when they changed. They did the facelift to the F-150s. And RTR came out with their 1617 front grille, which was their prototype, the Funhaber F-150 or whatever. And then, but their product actually came out for the 18 facelift truck. And they never came out with anything for the 17. So I was like, that's kind of sucked. You can't use the same stuff from the 18 to the 17 because the headlights are different, the grille is different, and yeah, so. But yeah, now that the car's got a tune on it and the Corsa double helix X pipe and the JLT intake on it, that thing sounds really freaking good. Mine was the 18 performance package car. I enjoyed it, like I said, but I would still be nervous about, because they haven't done anything with the engines. They haven't revised anything. They haven't fixed anything. They're basically saying it's normal operation. I would probably stick with the 15 through 17 if I were you, just because of that. You know what I mean? The fact that Ford's not doing anything about it, you know, and they run these motors out from the factory, and I get it. It's kind of like it's not a race engine per se, but it is a race engine. And race engines do have a little bit of piston slap, but for longevity reasons and things like that, they should not have a motor produce that much horsepower with the issues that it has, if they're not if they're too worried about the backlash from it, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I mean, the 2015 through 17s are great. I mean, the only issues I think they had was a little bit of issues with the MT82 transmissions. But honestly, I feel like that was from the S197 era. I don't feel like the S550, the early model S550s, had any issues or a whole lot of issues with the MT82s. Now, the 18 and 19s have a lot of issues with the MT82s. The aluminum shift forks are garbage. I'm actually really surprised I didn't have that problem because I know a lot of people that did. In fact, my friend Brandon that had his white 18. I was the first one in Richmond, Virginia with a 2018 Mustang GT. He was the second one, and both cars got bought back. In fact, another friend of ours had the third car in Richmond. His has also gotten bought back as well. He had to have 2 motors put in his car. I had to have 2 motors put in mine. And Brandon actually had to have a motor and a transmission or 2 transmissions put in. And then the motor went bad again. So yeah. I'd stay away from the 18s and 19s or 20s if they're out yet. I don't even know if they're out yet. Same car. But the performance package is good. I mean, it's a good bargain. My 2016 wasn't a performance package. It was the premium, which I do love the heated and cooled leather seats. I used to call them the ball coolers. But my 2018 GT was a base model with performance package. You know, you got the Brembos and the bigger sway bars and stuff like that, which was cool, but oh yeah, I mean the cars were broken, legitimately broken. My car had 14,000 miles on it when it got bought back, and 2 motors. The car sat in the dealership for over a month, waiting on one engine to get put in, and that was ridiculous. I mean, they had the motor there. I had to wait on because the engine was on back order, which tells you there's a problem to begin with. And then once the engine got there, it took them a month to put it in, which is that blows my mind. It takes a dealership a month to install an engine. I work for a dealership, and we put in, you know, like a BMW 7 Series. We get those motors thrown in there in like a week, not even, like 4 days. And it's way more complicated than a S550, you know, Coyote motor. I do too. Like I said, my 18 didn't have any of that. It was based with performance package, so it did not have the active exhaust. The Shelby is a track package car. It's 2016 track package, so it does have the active exhaust. It's got the MagneRide suspension, all that stuff. I love the active exhaust. It starts up in quiet mode, which is great because I started up in my garage. I'm in my neighborhood. I can go out of my neighborhood in the morning without making a whole bunch of noise, and then I can put the car in sport mode and open it right up and drive it like like it's supposed to be driven and make all the noise I want to make with it. Even with the courses on it in regular mode, it's freaking quiet. So. But yeah, we had the first, like I said, the first 3 cars in Richmond with the facelift Mustang, the GTs rather, and all 3 of them got bought back. Welcome to the channel, guys. Whoever is just joining, I appreciate you joining in. At some point, maybe. The car really doesn't need it, to be honest. The car hooks really good the way it is. Like again, I don't drag race it, but just stabbing the gas. Like I can be, if I'm riding at like 4,000 RPM in first gear, and I nail the throttle. The traction control is so much better on this car than my other S550s were, because it still allows the car to pull really hard and not take too much horsepower or too much away to correct for spinning. But yet the car just hooks and goes. I could pull second gear and it will chirp and grab the second gear and just take off like a rocket. I mean, those Michelins actually really put down for that car. I mean, there are 305s on the back, which come from the factory like that, and that car really hooks. They put I can definitely tell because this, like I said, this is my third S550. I can really tell the differences between the Shelby and the other two GTs that I had. They put so much more time and effort and technology into this car than they did those other two cars. It's night and day. I think, honestly, a set of slicks and some skinnies on that car would be pretty badass at one point. And I know my brother Jamie will agree with that. That's for sure, because he loves drag racing. I do plan on doing an E85 tune. I don't believe I have to change anything on the GT350. Pretty sure all I got to do is tune it and put the fuel in there and go. So I do plan on getting with Kevin at some point. I still need to actually get with him anyway and put the car on the dyno and do a little bit of fine tuning, as you would say, to the tune of the car right now. He does feel like he can get a little bit more horsepower out of it. And then also I do plan on doing an E85 tune as well, because I don't have any E85 really close to me, but I have it near where I work, so I can definitely fill up when I need to. I don't know about the new bottom end for the 2020. Thank you. Welcome to the channel, Tyler. Thank you for joining us. Me personally, the car does consume oil. It's about a quart every 700 to 1,000 miles, which I'm going to be dead honest. When your car is making 530 horsepower, or the motor is, you're going to consume oil. And you can take that to the bank. So it even says in the manual, it's okay for the car to actually consume probably a half a quart to a quart every 500 miles to 1,000 miles. I work at BMW. Our brand new M cars will also tell you in the manual 1 quart per 1,000 miles, and that's just not that's not only in our M cars, but it's mostly in our M cars. I haven't had any engine issues at all with my car. The only thing, my car's got 28,000 miles on it right now, and they got a new upper end in 2020, longer head bolts. Yes, I think the head bolts and the head gaskets are different in the 2020s. I don't think they've changed a whole lot. There's a lot of rumor, and there's a lot of people saying there is, but I haven't seen any concrete evidence of it. And also the same thing, a lot of people talking about how the GT350R engines are different than the regular GT350s and bigger, valves and all this other crap. That's not true either. The block casting is stamped with an R, as an R. But as far as that goes, I don't believe there's any differences in the engines at all. They make the same horsepower, all that stuff. So, but back to the 350s, my 350, I haven't had any engine issues. It's got 28,000 miles on it. The only problem I've had with it is the AC going out, which was the AC compressor, the AC clutch rather. It was making a bunch of racket one time. I took it into Ford. They replaced the whole AC compressor under warranty. No big deal. It never went out. It still kept me cool. It just made some rattling and some grinding noises. The clutch did. So other than that, I've had, knock on wood, 0 issues with my 28,000 mile Shelby GT350. So some people actually have issues with hub bearings, but those are the ones that track it all the time, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I found a really good bargain on mine. It had 21,000 miles on it when I bought it, and I bought it for $44,900, which is cheaper. No, sorry, I think it was 44,000 on the dot actually, because it was the same price that I paid for my 18. And then of course I put money down on it and everything. So I think I walked out the door at 41K. Which is a freaking bargain, but their price on it, and I got it from CarMax. And I think I paid $44.9 or $44.5 for it. Can't remember which. But again, that was like one of the cheapest ones in the entire United States. I mean, when I was looking for this car, I was scouring the entire United States for it. I just got lucky that it was somewhat local. It was in Northern Virginia, about 150 miles from me, and so the car. I lost my train of thought. I would look for them for a while, for months, and you can't find them for any less than 46 right now, I think. So usually the price range, depending if you get a 16, 17, or 18 or 19, if you get a used Shelby, usually the prices run from anywhere from 46,000 on up to, I think I've seen them as high as 55 or 54. It's definitely not my daily. My wife works from home, so I basically just drive her car to work. So I drive it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Definitely not something I would enjoy driving as a daily, not with the Recaros. Now, if it was a technology package car where it had the heated and cooled leather seats, absolutely. Not with the Recaros. They're too hard for me personally to get in and out of because, like, again, I'm a bigger guy. But I had to have the Recaros. I wanted the track package car and all that stuff. So I'm paying for it, but I don't care. It's like I didn't need it as a daily, so I was like, you know what, I'm going for it. So thanks again, Tyler, man. And welcome again to the channel. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget that. ZL1s are awesome too. And a friend of mine actually has a ZL1, and he got rid of that, and he has a GTR and a Copo now. Really badass Copo, which I would love to do an actual video on that because that car is pretty tough. I think it's got a Sonny's built engine in it now, big block. But yeah, that's pretty badass. And like I said, the ZL1 is very fast. The GT350, I'm not sure is as fast, but I've heard, from other friends that have had ZL1s compared to the GT350s, they're very comparable. Except you get the great sound from the flat plane crank engine. So wow, we've actually been on for almost an hour and a half already, guys. Really appreciate you all sticking with me. This is a big milestone. It means a lot. 1,000 subscribers, and I'm going to keep pushing. Next milestone is 1,500. Next milestone after that's 2,000. You just got to I'm going to keep going and going until I can't go anymore. Who else we got in here? Anybody? We got 5 watching right now. Appreciate it, Tyler. Yeah, M cars are great. Like I said, I work with them all the time. They don't have a whole lot of issues, but when they do have issues, they are. BMW does stand for bring my wallet. Trust me. Hellcats. I don't know a lot about those. I do know Xander 13 had one. He enjoyed it. He went from a 2018 Mustang GT to a Hellcat. He had that for a while, and then got rid of that and got into a 19 GT, and that's where he's at now. So, and I've talked to him a little bit about it. He enjoyed the car. It was fast, but it just didn't have the like you said, it didn't have the personality and the fortitude and the just the drivability, I guess, as the GT did. Now it wasn't a Hellcat. I think it was a Scat Pack or a Scat Pack. Whoa. It was that or the what's the one with the B on it? I can't remember. That package. So I drove one of those, and the car just felt too big. When they say the car's like a boat, it's like a freaking boat. And I'm not being partial. It just I've driven one at my work and I test drove it because I wanted to see what it was like, see if it was something that I would like, and it's definitely not something I would like. It's too big, and it feels big. So lots of power. It really has lots of power, but it's just too big of a car. I don't know why. Well, I do know why it's so heavy. The blower is heavy as crap. Okay. So the engine is the same size. It's a 5.2 cross plane crank engine, not a flat plane like the 350, which is one reason why I would not buy it. Because and it's funny. A lot of people say that the GT350s are not going to add up or amount to anything or be ever worth anything. The GT350s 15 through 17 are actually technically not 15 through 17. Sorry, the 15 through 20. I don't know if they're going to stop making them in 2020 or not. I know they're making them up to 2020 right now. But the flat plane crank is going to be something that Ford is obviously going away from. And once they go away from it and you can't get it anymore, people are going to be like, wait a minute, GT350, that's one of the greatest things Ford ever did. Granted, the flat plane crank motors are not known for their longevity. But I feel like as many people as keep low mileage on their cars, I'm just driving mine. I don't really care about the mileage. I'm not saving it for the next guy. That's for sure. Because I may not ever get rid of it. That's like saving your girlfriend and not having sex with her and just, saving her for the next guy. Why would you do that? But as far as yeah, absolutely. As far as the 500 goes, I appreciate it. I do like that it's supercharged. I feel like it's on a little bit of the low end of the horsepower range. But then again, the way I see it is my 350, if it had a total abundance of horsepower, if I had 760 horsepower, I'm not sure. I mean, granted, it would be a fun car to drive, but I'm not sure it's going to be usable horsepower. What I mean by that, I mean on the track. So the GT350 with the flat plane crank, usable horsepower and torque, RPM range, the whole 9 yards is amazing for a road course. You stay in the 4,000 to 5,000 RPM range, going around curves. You hammer out of it. It stays where you need the most horsepower. The Shelbys, or not Shelbys, the 500s, with that much horsepower, it's going to be great in straights, things like that. But I feel like the car is still going to fight itself going through the curves. If you kind of give it any kind of throttle coming out of the curve, you take a chance of overdriving the car. I feel like the GT350 is a work of art, and I'm not just saying that because I own one. I'm saying that because after driving one and driving it on the street, driving it on some twisties and things like that, I really feel like the car is a purpose-built car. The 500, I feel like they're just trying to make a monster. And that's what they did back in the day, back in the 60s, that, the 500 was the beast, was the monster, was the high horsepower car. The GT350 was the track purpose car. It was a lower horsepower, more suspension. It was just it was a purpose built car. As for the 500, was just a all around monster. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great car. It's a little on the heavy side, but with all the updates to it, I don't, with the horsepower it has, I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant there, a tangent. C8 is great. The C8 is, I think it needs to be lower as far as the height of the car. I think they're still, I don't know if it's the size wheel they have on it, or if it's just the way they have because I think, if I remember correctly, the suspension is adjustable on the car, to where you can raise it up and lower it down. I'm not sure. I feel like it needs to be lower, obviously. I feel like other than that, I like the car a lot. I think that's finally, they needed to get outside the box. The Corvette is capable of so much more than what they were doing over the last several years. I wanted a C7. And to be honest with you, I was actually looking for a C7 when I was looking for the Shelby. I was looking for that $45,000, $46,000 price range. And I considered a C7. And I've test driven it, all that stuff. And luckily the stars aligned on my Shelby. So obviously I went with that. But the C8, I think, is, for the price point, for the transmission that's in it, how fast the car is going to be, you cannot beat the value that car is going to give. Now, as long as it holds together, and this is something that I've known forever, and I ended up going against this when I bought my 18 GT. You never buy the first year of cars. So when that car comes out and it's the first year into it, stay away from it, because they haven't. Yes, they have test driven the cars. They've brutalized these cars in tests and stuff like that. But that's one test. That's one test dummy. You know what I mean? That's 2 or 3 or 4 test dummies. They're building thousands of these cars. They're not going to be able to work all the kinks out of them, not right away. And I feel like whenever you buy the first year of a car, it's going to have problems, and people need to expect that. So hopefully they won't have many, because it's a great looking car. It's they're doing a different engine. And in fact, I think, honestly, I heard that the block, I read somewhere today, I don't know if it's false news or not, so don't quote me on this. But the block, the factory where they're building these blocks out of, I believe, is in Canada. And they literally, the workers there went on strike today, and basically are not building or doing anything at this point. So I don't know what's going on with that. I saw that on Facebook or YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook or Yahoo or somewhere like that, which may or may not be true. But I think it's going to be a great car. If you want something fast and affordable, I mean, $65,000 isn't affordable to everybody. I can't afford to get one, but if I had the money, I would definitely get one. That's for sure. If I had Stang Mode money, I'd get one. I don't know if you're watching or not, but secretly watching. Yellow's got a point. 0 to 60, a lot of people, and that's the thing, is a lot of companies are going for the 0 to 60 numbers, the horsepower numbers, things like that. They're not going for all around numbers. Like I want to know what it does at a quarter mile. I want to know if it yeah, I know. Well, we'll see. He hasn't gotten them yet. I mean, he's ordered them, pre-ordered them. I don't know. So we'll see if he gets them. I hope he does. I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be cool to see that on his channel. But I think these companies, again, are too worried about the 0 to 60 times, and I think that they are too focused on, as Yellow likes to call it, dick swingers. So I feel like they're too worried about the 0 to 60. I can care less. They need to worry about how fun the car is to drive. And yes, Lamborghini, Porsche, McLaren, all these guys are coming out with all these numbers, but the car is more than just a 0 to 60. It's so much more than that. Welcome to the channel. I saw we got somebody else in here. whoever you are. Anybody that's in here, please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the bell. It helps me out greatly. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. We're just starting. We're just getting started, guys. No, I like Staying Mode. I haven't actually met him in person yet. It was funny because I called him out over a year ago when I first got the 18 GT. He had just gotten his 18 GT. His car was black. My car was black. So I was trying to step beyond my boundary as far as my YouTube channel goes. And I called him out. And I called Xander out, of course. But I mainly called Staying Mode out because our cars were essentially the same car, except his automatic and mine was stick shift. And I was determined to beat him in my stick shift car and take that crown of his. Yes, it is. It is a very, very good car. And I feel like I got really lucky. Like, I can't even tell you. Essentially, I had found the car online at CarMax, and it was in Northern Virginia. And I said, hey, I went up to my location that was near me, and I said, hey, what do I need to do to get this car over here? I want to test drive it. And like I said, I was literally waiting. I'd already gotten the approval and everything from Ford. They were doing the buyback. In fact, I believe I had just dropped the car off at the dealership. Excuse me. And I was waiting for them to basically give me a check because they were basically giving me most of my payments back that I'd already made on the 18 GT back. So I was waiting on that it's a pretty good sized check. So I was waiting on that back. And I was going to use that as a down payment for the Shelby or the Corvette or whatever I was going to get at the time. And so I saw the GT350 online. I talked to the Northern Virginia location. They actually told me to go to near where I was, and have it transferred. Well, they transferred it for free, and it took them about a week to get it. And it was funny because, so I get a call. I'm at work. I get a call from CarMax that says, hey, the GT350's here. It just came in. Do you want to come test drive it and take a look at it today? Absolutely. I'm going to come on my lunch break. I'm going to go look at it. As I'm driving up there, I get a call from Ford. My check had just come in that same day. So I went and test drove the car. Loved it, obviously. And then I left there and I went to Ford, signed up all my paperwork, everything that I had to get signed over to them, do the final walk around of my 18 GT with the guy that was doing the buyback process and everything from their finance department or whatever. Signed all the paperwork, and then I had to go back to work for about an hour or two, which drove me nuts. I can't even tell you the anticipation of this. So I went back to work for about an hour or two, and then I literally got off there, went back to CarMax, and bought the car. It was meant to me. I felt like it was meant to be. So everything just it came in perfect alignment. So. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me this long. I know we only got 4 people left in here right now. I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate the support. I can't tell you enough. Stick with me. I promise you, content's going to get better. We're going to keep pumping out videos. Let me know in the comments what you might want to see. Like I said, my next video or video after that, it's going to be a friend of mine's got his F250, brand new one. We're going to be doing a lift kit on it and putting bigger tires and all that good stuff on it. So we're definitely going to be bringing you that content. I'm going to be vlogging that. And yeah, so. Who all do I have left in here besides Hank? I know Hank's still in here with me. He's the only one that's been really talking. Tyler, rather. Hank and Tyler. I don't know if Tyler's still in here or not. Babes Chaffley. I just saw yours. Sorry about that. Let me read what you got. That was 2016 Mustang GT with boiler attack, high flow cats, and all 3-inch pipes. Shit is stupid loud. My neighbors hate me. I'm 18-year-old, so it's chill. I bet it is loud. I bet it is loud. Friend of mine has a 2017 GT, and he's got the Corsa Extreme exhaust all the way back, and it's really loud. That's one of the things is I've got, like I said, with the Shelby, I've got the Corsa double helix X pipe, which is a big major midsection of the car. Then it's got the factory mufflers on it and the factory headers. Well, the car came loud from the factory to begin with the active exhaust, but when it's on sport mode with everything open, it is really loud, which I love the way the car sounds. But then again, I love the fact that I can just put it back in normal mode, shut the flaps on the mufflers, and it just go right quiet. I call it stealth mode. All right, we're losing people. Looks like we're only got 3 left. It must mean it's time for us to shut down for the evening. If anybody's got anything else. I've got 2 left. Oh, man. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it then. I really appreciate the feedback. I really appreciate the support. 1K subscribers has been a long road. I'm not going to deny that. And mostly a lot of it's my own fault. I haven't been putting out videos like I should have been, but I'm going to try to change all that and try to bring you guys a lot more content, a lot more fun content. And we're going to have a lot of fun here. So thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate the support. Always, again, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And I'll see you later. Later, guys.